Deliver room, deliver room, dot, dot, deliver room, deliver room, deliver room, dot, dot, deliver room, deliver room.
Deliver room, summer edition.
Hey, what's up,
What up,
guys?
what's going on, y'all? I am your main man, Mr. Starvin Artist. It's good to be back.
Hey, and I'm your boy Jaye. Allen.
Jaye.
And we cannot forget our host with the most, Buddy.
Can't we forget him, though?
Oh my God, it's so exciting to be back after our extended vacay.
Yeah. How was your vacation?
It was pretty good, you know, it was kind of chill. I was missing being in the living room.
Mr. Being in the living room.
Yeah, the living room. The living room. Yeah, but it's so happy to be back, and there's so much good TV.
You know what? It's summertime. They've unveiled the summer series, and I'm very excited about it.
Summertime.
Hey. How that song go?
Something about rewind.
Alright, but yeah, shout out to DJ Jaye Jeff and the Fresh Prince on that one. Well, you know, we might as well get right into these series.
All right, guys, and we got all new shows for you, so let's start with Devious Maids on Lifetime.
So Devious Maids is now in season 3.
Season 3.
And so this episode that we just saw that aired this past Monday, it picked up where season 2 ended off.
Yes,
so
on the cliffhanger.
On the cliffhanger. And we actually saw who got shot at the wedding of Spence and Rosie.
Roll
I
can never roll my R's.
Nice. We saw who got shot at the wedding of Spence and Rosie, and it was none other than
Rosie.
Rosie.
Wait, so who is married?
Who's marrying?
Who was he marrying? He was marrying.
Is marrying Rosie?
Oh, he was marrying Rosie. Yeah. So Rosie got shot, and Pablo died. Zoila's husband.
Zoila's husband.
He died.
And she doesn't seem particularly broken up about.
She's kind of happy.
She's like, yeah, that narrows down my options.
Right, because she had 2 men that she was trying to choose from.
Yeah.
And you know, it found out that a good thing that Pablo died because Susan Lucci's character
a good thing that he died.
gets his kidney. So it all works out in the end. So good luck at the unemployment line.
Pablo, may you rest in peace wherever you are.
Right.
But we also find out that, Rosie was in a coma for 4 months.
For 4 freaking months.
So it's like a 4-month gap in between the season finale and where we're picking up right now this season. And a few things have occurred.
Yeah, so, you know, Spence, who's still by her side, which is a good thing because sometimes in these soap opera dramas, you never know how it's going to be.
Straight.
But,
yeah.
You know, Spence is by her side, but, you know, he's kind of hurting for money. So he had to do
He's not a work soap opera actor.
Right, no, he's a working porn star actor.
Yeah, he's getting his porn on.
Right.
I'll pay for Rosie's little boy. Yeah,
Miguel.
Right.
Miguel. So, yeah, and so, you know, the nurse kind of comes in and she's basically like, ooh, I seen your husband's film. She was like, no wonder you was asleep for 4 months. I was like, yes.
She was like, ooh, Spence. Ooh.
Why does she always sound so downtrodden?
Ooh, Spence. Oh, me. Oh.
Yes.
What's going on with Rosie?
Oh, you know what? And we also get a new character, you know,
we do. Naya Rivera.
Yes. She graduated, you know, school like
me. And she graduated from, and you know what? And now she's a maid.
Good old McKinley High, Ohio public school education.
Yes.
All that singing
got her nowhere fast.
No, so she's Blanca. She's now Blanca. And so, who else is Zoila? So we're talking about Zoila. Who is one of the maids too, and so she's
probably the only maid that's still on the show.
That's still a maid.
Yeah, that's still a maid.
Yeah. But the other girl, Rosamund Sanchez, she
goes back and forth. She'd be a pop star.
She'd go.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna clean your house to sleep with you.
And now she's like the dude that she was dating at the end of last season.
Died. Well, no. He was renting her houses out. Yeah. So she's staying in these multi-million-dollar houses, but he's married.
And he's a real estate agent, so she's staying in like properties that.
But it wasn't his home. It was homes that he was selling.
That he's supposed to be renting.
So that was crazy. But Zoila's pregnant, and so she slept with the now deceased Pablo and this other guy that she's been dating.
What's his name?
Chef
Hernandez.
Yeah, right. So, you know, she doesn't know who the baby daddy is. And so instead of just saying, I don't know who the baby daddy is, she decides that she's going to devise a plan to do a DNA test.
And pick out hairs.
Hair. So she's like,
from the scalp.
boop. And,
Buddy, I think you didn't see this.
No.
Oh,
Buddy,
buddy.
watch TV.
Right. He's our most beloved cast member and don't never do that.
Don't never do nothing.
I can't get into that show.
Oh my God.
Buddy, you gotta go.
Well, it found out that the baby is Pablo's, right?
The deceased Pablo.
The deceased Pablo. But what's gonna happen is she's gonna tell the dude that it's his baby.
Yeah.
So we're gonna
Not
see
a good
how
look,
that
ladies.
goes.
Not a good look.
Don't ever do
Not
that.
a good look. I'm just
That's
saying.
so trifling.
If the baby ain't his, don't tell him it is.
Right.
Ooh.
And so, and the other, Evelyn, who is my favorite character.
She's my favorite character on the show. Actually, the show could be just revolved around Evelyn. Yeah.
Because Evelyn, she says anything. She's
And
rude.
it's always on point.
It's just
always
like
on
rude
point.
and shady, and she just be like, she does not care. And but her and her husband are now. They were having some issues. And
For
now
the
they're
first
back
2 seasons
together.
of the show.
For the first 2
and now
seasons.
they actually like each other.
They're on track,
Mhm.
but then something's missing from them, and you know,
Sexually.
yeah. And it's one of those
Yeah.
things too. They find out that the arguing is what really was keeping the relationship together.
Isn't that what keeps most relationships going? No, I'm just saying.
No, I don't think so.
It's the fire. It's the passion.
That's
the energy.
yes. So you know they're getting along now. They're working well together, and the sex is not happening anymore. So
Happiness.
you know, her husband, what's his name?
Adrian.
Mhm. You know, comes across a dominatrix just randomly at one of his parties and gets turned on.
Yeah.
And so now he's like into dominatrixing. I mean, would you try that?
I'm sure.
Would you?
I would.
What about you, buddy? Would you try dominatrixing?
What is dominant?
Like Christian Grey, like kinky, like they're punishing you, spanking you, and
Hell no.
no, why?
I mean, if I'm doing the spanking and the whipping, then yeah, but they can't be spanking and whipping on me. That's,
Oh my god,
that
it's happened
hurts.
to me before, where you know it's there in the
Dogs.
moment.
Just don't hit me in the face.
No,
That's all
somebody
I'm saying.
slapped me like a few times, and it was like, "What did I tell you?"
No, don't
no.
ever touch my face.
Like,
That's another like, what did I tell you?
No.
I was like, "I'm sorry."
It's gonna be a fight.
Yeah, that's
It's
going
gonna be a
down.
fight.
You touch my face.
Yeah.
I kind of liked it.
Oh my god.
Well, then apparently you too would be and we made up a new word here on the living room, dominatrixing, because that I'm sure that ain't no way you can Google dominatrixing, but
Hold
now
on, but
it's
both of
been
y'all
coined.
said yes.
What?
Yeah.
Both of y'all said yes.
Cheers.
Cheers, bam!
Freaks.
Right, hit me. Yeah, right.
Like, oh
Oh my god, my throat is still hurting.
I'm like, damn, that was
Oh my god, I thought I was going to have to go to emergency. Urgent care.
Urgent care real quick.
I was like,
Stuff
Like,
that comes
like,
out at the
before you
living
go, can
room.
you drop me off real quick? It's like,
okay, anyway.
yes.
So,
But that was the crux.
Taylor.
Oh no, Taylor.
Yeah.
Forgot Taylor's return. Taylor from season 1.
well, she's in two.
She was in season 2, but she had she was mostly involved in season 1, and she's back with her husband.
And they have this
Him.
bad
And this-
ass little girl.
They've adopted a young girl from.
Well, we don't know we don't know what the story.
We
Their
don't know
story
we don't
is
know
they-
where she's from.
Right, their story is that they adopted, but we don't know. There's more to the story, and she's like a bad seed little girl, so she's destroying stuff. She took a knife, cut herself, and started.
And worst of all, she was in Evelyn's garden just cutting up her flowers.
Right,
Evelyn wasn't happening.
and gave him no cares
Oh
at
my
all.
God.
She was like,
She sound like a
because she's
omen.
like little girl,
Yeah.
little girl. She paid her no attention.
Sound like the orphan.
And
or
I was
something.
just like, oh my god. But this is Devious Maids. It comes on Mondays, Lifetime. Watch it because it's so funny. It's a la Desperate Housewives. So if you like that
I
kind
like
of show,
it better than Desperate
I
Housewives.
love it way better than Desperate Housewives. And I know ABC is kicking themselves
For
for not
passing on it.
passing on it and putting it to Lifetime because it's like a hit for Lifetime.
Yes, it is.
So, yeah, let's move on. So, right immediately following Devious Maids, you can keep the channel on Lifetime because there's a great show called Unreal.
Unreal. So Unreal on Lifetime, following Devious Maids, talks about, or it's a behind-the-scenes look at the putting together of a reality TV show, a la The Bachelor.
Right.
And
And
what
this
do you
show's
think?
called Everlasting.
Everlasting, like
Which
very
is kind of ironic in
Cinderella
itself.
and
Because
yeah.
it's just like everlasting, ABC making fun of themselves. Because it's
Themselves,
like, how
all
long
over.
do these people really last?
It's very Disney.
Not forever.
Not forever. Not forever.
To the end of their contract when they say they could get break up.
Until they sign off and be like,
Right.
that part's over. But Unreal actually takes a look at the putting together of a reality show, and we see the women arrive.
Yep.
We see the producers trying to figure things out in the background.
Right. What I love about this show, though, is if you've ever been curious about how a reality show, especially like a competition type reality show, works, like this is almost like your glimpse into behind the scenes of making a show.
Yes.
You know, I mean,
yes.
to a certain extent.
To a certain extent, yes.
Right? And so I found it really interesting that like one of the main characters, her name is Rachel, and she's some kind of producer assistant or production assistant or something like that. But she's really good apparently at her job. She's like a shark basically, and she's really good at manipulating people.
But she's also touched.
She's also touchy, so that kind of makes her character interesting. But I thought it was really interesting where it's just like, you know we want to have the bitch, we know we want to have, you know, the pretty girl, we know we want to have this character here.
The characters.
You know, the different characters. And it's just like, we cast you based on, you know, those characters, but then we also know all this information about your background, what your parents did, all your background to make you act accordingly so that I can build a story. Like one example, you know, they used this person's, you know, childhood background about their parents being deceased that to get a reaction out of someone.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I thought it was really interesting.
I think it's them telling on themselves, but we're going to see how it plays out.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it would play out. And then, you know, we found out, too, that, you know, when Rachel comes back at the beginning, you know, everybody's a little surprised to see her back on set. And we're all confused about why people are surprised to see her on set.
Because she's nutty.
Right, she's nutty. And we found out the season before of Everlasting, you know, she basically hacked the season finale and came on and basically told the woman, the last finalist, that he was actually about to dump her. The girl went berserk and was jumping all over them, but instead of what they did was basically cut Rachel out and made it seem like the final contestant was the one that snapped out. That just snapped out of nowhere.
And it wasn't her.
Yeah, and so now the producer basically is lying to her because they need her to make the show because she's really good at her job. But she's a sociopath, right? And you know, she has this DUI. She has property damage.
She also she stole the car from the show, and that's what the show is pressing charges against her. Kind of, sort of, keep tabs on her.
Right.
So, you know, Rachel's.
Yeah, and the funniest part was at the very opening scene is when they get out and you see the first girl come. This, you know, really pretty black girl comes. Yeah. She's playing a violin.
She got skills.
Right, and she's like, "Hi, my name is Shamikwa." It's like, you tried it. Even the producer was like, "What?" She was like, "Shamikwa?" She was like, "The first kid that's supposed to be wifey material, not some."
Not Shamikwa.
Not some Shamika,
but from the Wings and Wings.
Watch the show because it's quite interesting. I'm sure you'll like it.
In-depth look.
All right, now let's move on to my show on Saturdays on Stars. Power.
Power is back and better than ever.
My God.
You know what? So I had to binge watch like the last 3 episodes of Power this past weekend.
Oh well, you know, even if you didn't, I was glad they gave us that 5 minutes.
And they did. It really did. It was quite a recap going on. I was like, I was like, yes, I can figure out all that stuff happened. But you know what? It picks up right where the action left off.
Right, and if you guys aren't familiar with Power, Power is basically, I always like to call Power the rated R version of Empire. And so,
without the singing and dancing by
no singing and dancing. Well, the singing and dancing is replaced by sex scenes in Power.
Yeah, there's very little sex on Empire. Huh?
Yeah. So as much singing as there goes in Empire, there's as much sexing going on in Power. So
True that. But so what did you think about this?
You know, I thought it was really good. So, you know, we find out that, you know, in the aftermath of last season, Tommy has gone on the run.
Yes.
And we don't really know why he's gone on the run. We just know that he's nervous about something.
Nervous. Yes,
right? And so he goes on the run, he disappears. You know, Amari Hardwick's character, Ghost, you know, is looking for him, trying to find him.
Let him know about that his girl got shot.
Girl got shot.
Right.
And that's basically, he's trying to let him know the girl got shot. They're moving all this cocaine that they're trying to move, and you know, Tommy is the main person behind all this.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, so Tasha, who's actually Ghost's wife that he's been cheating on, basically, you know, she agrees to step in for Tommy because she
tries to hold it down for a dude, and she's also like running a little game now.
She is, because she's got a secret bank account, but no,
I'm not mad at her.
Okay,
I'm
because if I am in a relationship with somebody that is doing really well and is doing some shady business, I'm gonna have me a rainy day fund.
Get your money, Tasha.
Hello?
Her mama told her that last season.
Right.
Angie from all my children. But yeah, so I mean, a power pick right back up. I mean, Ghost finally finds out what Angie really does.
Right. Yeah. And you know, before, and that was like really the shocker. But then, what Tasha tells Ghost to do, which is like in exchange for me helping you, because he kind of needs her at this point because Tommy's missing. You know, she knows about everything. She's getting down for it. He's her only option at this point. So she's like, in exchange for me helping you, you gotta stop sleeping with Angela, which comes as a surprise that he knows. He was like, whoa. But he don't ask any questions about how he knows. He's basically like, you know what, yeah, I'm gonna cut it off. So he goes to Angela's house, which I love. Every time he goes to Angela's house, it's the best scenes ever because they be getting it in. So she's like riding. And I mean, you just see everything, and it's just like.
I must miss that part of the episode.
Did you?
I think I did.
Like, so she's on, yeah. Okay. And then, you know, basically he's like, you know, I don't think that we could be together. And ladies.
After he had sex with her.
He was going to get it in first.
Oh, that is.
People, if someone is in a relationship, they are not going to leave their wife, their husband, their significant other for the side jump, right? Then you're not. I don't care what they tell you. They are not going to leave him, and that's basically what he said. Was like, I can't leave. You know, my wife. I need to be closer to her right now. Yada yada yada. Yeah. Who else? 50 Cent is back.
He is back, and he's playing the father of somebody who's like 5 years younger than him. Like, you know. Get it.
Right, they do look the same age, right? But 50 Cent, you know, his character is starting up a lot of trouble, and he's going to be an adversary.
He's going to be one of the major villains this season.
Yeah, he's going to be an adversary for Ghost, I think. Yeah. And, you know, Tommy, Simon Stern, who has been trying to get Ghost to work for him, because Truth is the club that Ghost runs that really funnels all the money in from the drug money to make it look legit. And it's like a popping club, you know.
Does it look legit though?
You said what?
Does it look legit though?
It's nice.
I mean, the club is nice, talking about the legitimacy of the filtering of the cocaine through the club.
Well, he's trying to make it look legit, so you can't just have all this money and then you don't know where it's coming from. So they're like, okay, I have to have a business where I can't just be going to the bank with all this money, and they be like, sir.
Yeah.
Why is this money in your account?
Why is this in your account? and why does Tasha need a debit card with a $5,000?
Right. No, she wasn't have left it.
She would have left it at $5,000 a day.
Right. I was like, okay. And so basically, he's been trying to get Ghost to work for him. Ghost basically is like, no, I'm not working for you. I have my own club. And, you know, Simon sees the value in Ghost because Ghost really has a lot of charisma and a lot of street smarts that really make the club pop.
Folks know him and like him.
Right. Yeah. So, you know, he goes behind the back and buys the property that Truth is actually on and becomes his new landlord. And basically is trying to force his hand to work for him.
He needs him.
He's going to have to work for him. So the white man got what he wanted at the end.
Ain't that always the way?
You know, so, you know, Ghost finally tracks down Tommy.
Yes, he does.
And he finds out that he's at his mother's house.
His mama's house.
His mother is a substance abuse user, too.
Yes,
you like that, right?
Yes, that's pretty good.
I was trying to be respectful.
That's pretty good, yes.
You know.
But then Tommy goes and pulls a gun on Ghost.
I'm
like, Slim, look, don't bite the hand that feeds you. But Ghost goes along with it.
Yes. And, you know, this is when he finds out what Angela does, because the whole time we now find out that Tommy went on the run because he thought Ghost was trying to set him up because he found out that Angela will work for the feds and that, you know, she's basically looking for him, and he thought that Ghost was in it and was going to pin everything on him. So that's why he went on the run.
Like, you didn't know.
No,
did you? Like, you didn't know. Did you?
Tell me!
Let me go!
You didn't know. Masterpiece theater it was.
Yes.
Yes.
And so it goes off with Ghost going to Angela's house, and poor Angela, because Angela don't even know that Ghost is the person that she's been tracking down, but Ghost thinks that he is playing her. Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
So it goes off with
with
him being there.
And when it goes off and asking her what she does for her living.
So and Angela, you in danger, girl.
Yeah, so check out Power this weekend on Stars Saturday.
All right, and we're moving on to Miss Married to Medicine.
Just a mess. As it always been a mess. You know, Mr. J. Allen, you know about these women.
Yes, it's the Walmart version of Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Or the Walgreens version.
All the women that tried out for Real Housewives of Atlanta
like,
that did not get cast. But, so, you know, it picks back up. You know, the big thing that's probably going to be pushing this forward is Lisa Nicole has run a background check on Miss Quad. And why she did this, we don't know. She claims that she did it because she was going to go into business with Quad, yada, yada, yada.
No. You don't run no background check on me.
You don't run a background check on me, especially if you didn't tell me or ask me or say anything
I didn't sign off on it.
Right. And she was like, oh, you know, but she's really doing this to be messy because she don't have no story and she's just trying to shake something up.
Well, that I respect. She's trying to stay
relevant. But, you know, you don't shake up somebody, look into somebody else's background when you have probably all these skeletons there. When she's talking about it, her husband is pissed that she did this. Because, you know, we know that her husband's already cheated on her at least 3 times. And he probably has a lot of dirt out there that he doesn't want people to know. So he's mad about this. You know, I don't know if I could be with somebody that cheated on me 3 times. Knowingly 3 times.
Well, the once is enough.
But no, I may go back after 1 time. You know what
Can
I'm saying?
I go back?
Her husband. Quad's husband?
No, Quad. Lisa Nicole's husband.
Okay.
Now, pay attention.
Not 1 time, 2 times, 3 times that we know of. But, you know, 1 time I could probably go back. You know, I would be like, you know, we all fall.
I'd be like, though, but, you know.
Because I would want to know why.
You have to jump through some hoops.
I know. I would want to know why you did it. You know, what was going on? What was going on? What made you want to do it? Was there something I wasn't doing? Something that you weren't getting? Like, or something there.
Look at this dude. He's basically saying, come on and cheat on me once.
No, I'm not saying that. But it's not the end all be one. I want to know because there's various reasons. If you just I want to know why. And then once I know the why, and if I feel like we both have a plan that we feel comfortable with how we're going to move forward, and then we can move forward. But shut up!
On a very special episode of
I need to go on Unreal.
Yes, you do. Yeah, you be letting it all go like,
I want to know.
But yeah, so tell us about
Toya. So Toya has this big, beautiful leased house, right? That she's bragging about. So, but I mean, she's trying to make it seem like her house is so much better than the other women's house that they own. Honey, you already have a 6-month lease on this house that you are like renting. You cannot brag when you are renting. I can't brag about my little living room apartment.
But you know what I have to know, though? Leasing a house is more expensive than owning one. So she got to have a little bit of bread with her real quick to lease it for 6 months. She's paying more for those 6 months than they're paying for their mortgage for 6 months.
Her husband is paying.
Well, her husband.
But no, she's paying too because her husband was like, she was trying to throw a Halloween party and her husband was like, honey, we got this big house. Right, and so her Married to Medicine checks are probably going straight to rent.
Okay. It's like, bravo, to rent.
Right, cash to McMillan at his side.
Right.
Century 21.
Right, cash to Century 21.
Yes.
Right. But anyway, so she's going to have this Halloween party and invite all the ladies, even Dr. Simone, who she's had a little bickering with. And so they come in and they have these diagnoses that they are dealing with. You know, so they come in, they check in, and then there's a greeter that gives them like a diagnosis. It's like a Walking Dead, hospital, zombie, Halloween eclipse party. So, you know, Dr. Heavenly walks in, and
Dr. Heavenly walked into the Walking Dead party?
And she gets diagnosed with, you know, extreme daddy issues because she calls her husband daddy and all this, and her prescription is spankings. And I always think it's different when she calls her dad daddy, but it's kind of sexy too.
Maybe she gonna go with Adrian from Devious Maids.
Right.
Hey.
Okay, and then, you know, Simone walks in, and she's been so shady because she knows she don't like Simone. So first of all, you should not be giving her anybody's diagnosis, and then you're gonna give her a diagnosis of aggressive behavior.
But she's being consistent, though.
That's shady. And
That's
then,
what she's always been.
but then, you know, Simone gets mad and starts going off. So she was like, her husband was like, so you're not aggressive though, right? You know, Miss Carrot,
ready to pop off
baby,
too.
you know, showed up in the party. You know, the white lady from season 1 who
refuses to leave.
Right, she keeps showing up
She
at
keeps
parties
on
on the
showing up.
premiere. And
On
she
the
keeps
premiere.
sneaking in. They be like, ma'am, you are no longer employed.
What, was she wasted this time though?
No, she was
Okay,
cool.
she
She
was
was
chill.
chilling. She
Okay.
was trying to get all the camera time that she could get in. But you know, Quad comes in. She doesn't dress up as, you know, I love Quad vocabulary. I'm gonna have to like get into her
Yes.
vocabulary. Catch that third. Catch fire.
Urban Dictionary.
Urban Dictionary. You know, well, she doesn't dress up as a scary monster, so she dressed up as
all
Las
that.
Vegas showgirl because she said she's gonna give them life. You know, so she comes in and you know they're outside talking and you know Toya and Dr. Heavenly say that you know we heard that Lisa Nicole ran a background check on you and different things like that.
Mhm.
And you know Quad is upset and is explaining like,
As she
you
should
know,
be.
I don't believe
Yeah,
that
she
she
should
did
be.
this. We didn't have no business. I can't believe she did this. You know, and it's
Okay,
just like,
my question is, how did the background check even come up? How was it revealed that the background check happened?
she must have that back. She must have had like a PI or something.
Yeah,
to
because
get this information.
I
And then
knew
she
that.
keeps, at least Nicole keeps being like, oh, well, I'm not gonna tell anybody about, you know, any of your secrets, but I know it's pages and pages of information that I got. So you keep implying that there's some stuff there. Quad is like, there's nothing in my background. Everything y'all already know. I went to jail. You know I did X, Y, and Z. But you know she's pissed. I will be pissed. Don't run no background check on me.
Don't.
Right. And then the people are like, well, why are you mad? I'm mad. You'd be mad if somebody
You
runs a
want a
background
background
check
check
on
on
you. Well, anyway, you know, Lisa comes out
Yeah.
and she sits down and she's like, well, Quan, I told you that I ran a background check. And Quan was like, listen here, Miss Honey. You know, yada, yada, yada. And so they start going at it. You know, Simone comes in and, you know, she tries to chirp in. Well, Toya doesn't like that she chirps in. And so then Toya and Simone start
Try to
getting
get up
into
into
it.
it.
And then they start getting into it. So you have all these fights going, but then Toya and Simone's fight end up getting even bigger. They start standing up. The ladies start getting nervous because they thought it was about to be like a fight like season 1 with Toya and Mariah. So they tried to break it up and different things like that. And so, you know, that's really where it ended on Married to
The
Medicine.
women of Bravo and VH1 should never go to parties together. That's all I'm
No,
saying.
never go to parties.
Never.
Especially with people you don't like.
Restaurants.
I'm not
Trips,
coming to your
vacations.
party
I'm coming
if
there.
I don't like you.
You know what? This made me think about Real Housewives this season when Phaedra didn't go to that damn therapy session. 'Cause
Right.
She knew
She was like,
it was gonna
I
be
already know
some
what's
mess.
going
She
on.
come.
Just
So
like
I'm
you trying to
taking
get me to go with you to this party this weekend.
Take notes from Phaedra Parks.
You have fun.
You know what? So that was this week.
That was this week. So we got 4 great shows for you. We'll be
Mhm.
here every Monday this month. So make sure you tune in. Tell your friends. Like us on Facebook. Facebook.com/The Living Room Show. And make sure you click here for our hot topics.
Hey, they so
hot.
They so hot.
Yeah, well, we'll
They
see
so
you
hot,
guys
y'all.
next week. Let's roll the credits.
All right, let's roll them joints. What's our song?
I don't know.
We don't got no song.
We don't got no song, so we go to the living room.
All right,
The living room.
the living room, 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 the living room.